You are to be forgiven if you have not heard it yet, but there is a new hit song that has become quite popular in the capitals of the old Confederacy, in places like Montgomery, Alabama, Columbia, South Carolina, Tallahassee, Florida, and even in some quarters in Atlanta, Georgia. The new song is called "The South Will Rise Again." Now, you may have heard the old song by that same name, but believe me, this is an entirely new rendition. The old song was based more on a threat than a promise, and sung only by a few groups who were still drunk from the days when king was cotton and the mint julep was his queen. But now, when it is sung based on an expectation that the Democratic candidate who wins the South can not only win his party's nomination, but can also win the White House. Well, be that as it may, before we embrace these Democratic boll weevils, people like Cranston from California, Mondale from Minnesota, Glenn from Ohio, or even the South's native sons, people like Askew from Florida and Hollins from South Carolina, there should be one word of caution. Southern voters desperately need to develop a Southern strategy, a way of ensuring that we get more than just personal satisfaction from electing a Democrat or Republican, for that matter, to the White House. Now, not one candidate yet, Democratic or Republican, has said one thing yet about reversing the trend which sees more than 60% of every federal dollar go to states above the Mason-Dixon line. Not one candidate yet has proposed a single major and creative new way to fight the illegal importation of cocaine and marijuana into South Florida or South Central Georgia. And we have heard precious little about the stagnating unemployment that hangs over the state of Alabama like a deep and heavy and prolonged fog. Well, if these would-be presidents who sing "I Wish I Were in Dixie" in order to get Dixie's vote, and who sing "The South Will Rise Again," hoping that they will rise along with the South, are going to get our support, let's make sure we get something from them. Something more than a phony and fake "thank you," and y'all come see us if you're ever in Washington. You're here. With a comment, I'm Ron Saylor.